Okay, so wow, we've had some big conversations, y'all. And this episode kind of came out of a few previous conversations we've had about where we started out when we were first learning animal communication and where we are now. And to me, the most interesting part being how we've each taken our own practices and made it so us and how important that is. When back in the day, we would compare ourselves to everyone else and think we needed to do it like someone else. And now I want to do it in the most holistic, pure, authentic Meredith way. And I want Karen to do the Karen way and Julie to do the Julie way. And that's how we bring who we are and what we have to offer to the world. What were y'all's feelings about this conversation?
It makes me appreciate even more the growth, that I've had the chance to watch with you, both of you, for the last couple of years, as well as then for me, just this. And it's interesting too, because as a teaching assistant for Danielle, particularly Danielle McKinnon, particularly in the last class when everyone's putting their businesses together. And I remember I was in those shoes, right? Like, oh my God, I can't do this. Like, what am I gonna do? Like, who's gonna ever hire me? Like, oh my God, I'm never gonna be like you and all this type of stuff. And then I look back at it's 6 years since I've met her and
Mm.
how much I've changed, and then getting to meet both of you and how much it's changed. But then I look at these students who are back in those shoes that I had 6 years ago, and I'm just like, be who you are. And I'm hoping that this conversation helps them too, because we have a bunch of new CPPs, and bringing each one of their individualist voice to the table to me is so, and I just get so much delight out of it watching them. And then just even too, looking back at how much everything has just changed in all the different ways I didn't necessarily want it to, but yet here I am. And like, what is it? What am I going to do with it? And that to me is the fun part.
Mm. Fun
And
may be a strong word, but important is for sure.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, I think what I loved about this conversation and this episode was just realizing, talking through out loud the realization of our trajectories and how following what fascinated us and brought us joy was truly what was resonant with our soul's journey and guided us to where we are at this particular moment. And I love how you call it chapters, Meredith. That the more we got in line and allowed ourselves to be in kind of our expanded nature of interest and joy, and didn't think we had to constrain and create and force a path, the more we ended up where we are right now and had a realization about who's coming to us and why. And so I think that that's a really cool thing for people to hear about too.
So the chapter concept came out of a private conversation that the three of us had. And y'all, it is resonating with me so heavy today because I like to know where I'm headed. I like to know what the purpose is, what's the end goal. And chapters and short stories, and I've said this for years, I can keep short stories by my bed and read and process and enjoy that. If you try and get me to read the whole novel, I'm lost. It's so nice to me to be able to think about this little tidbit right here, right now, and not have to know the end game, the big picture, the worrying over how is this all going to turn out. Let me get through this chapter at this moment, and then the next one will start when it's time. So it's hitting me hard today. Well, thank you all for having this conversation with me. I can't wait to see what we talk about next time. It's always, always a pleasure. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.